Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Winner Circle Sports Betting podcast. Sean Higgs coming at you with Matt Fargo, Brian Bitler, as always, with me on a Wednesday. Today is the 28th. Winding down May, and thank goodness because, boy, I tell you, hit the thumbs up here on the YouTube channel. You know what? Thumb it down yesterday. We had a bad day, gentlemen. We was it 0-3 or there. Well, listen, it was dogs, so we have that aspect of it, but not a good performance here with the free picks. 12-20 with the free picks, Major League Baseball. Now, we're going to say, oh, screw your damn free picks. Why would I buy your premium picks? Can't win free picks. Well, the free picks are things I choose over the weekend. I throw them out. And, guys, you got to make a decision on them. They're not their best bets. And if they were, they would say, hey, you know what? I'm using this game today. I'm not going to really give something out. You head to gamblersworld.net for our best bets, folks. That is where you find all of our best plays, our top bets. However we want to word our packages, they are at gamblersworld.net. That is where you want to be for our strongest plays. All right? Listen, I'll take the heat here in the chat. You want to come in the comment section about the free picks? I get it. We want them to win, obviously. I hugged up the football season. We won all the college football. NFL picks were winners. College basketball winners. Here, you know what? Slow start.
I got to say, the Braves were one of my best bets yesterday, and it lost. What can you do? It happened.
Hey, listen, we have to. You got to address the elephant in the room, and we're not saying elephant because of my giant head. We're not just saying my giant potato head.
I'm giving you competition for that. So,
my head's bigger than yours. Maybe I'm just closer to the screen. I don't know, but either way, maybe at least you got a nice round head too, though. Though mine has a little peak to it when I put the headset on. You got a more oval head. Mine's more.
Baseball is a fickle sport, man. Like we had, 2 runs combined scored in our 3 games, and 2 of those were by the Angels in the 9th inning. But we only gave up 7.
At one point, the Braves had 1 hit, and we're up on that game 1-0 through 8 innings or so, and then they scored an add-on.
2-1, 2-0, and 3-2.
Right, and with Toronto, like the Blue Jays, don't get me started. But Uvalde got hurt. We don't root for injuries. We talked about that before, and he left after the 2nd inning, and they got shut out from the Rangers bullpen for 7 innings.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I'm still wearing it.
Maybe the Diamondbacks should call up the Rangers and ask for a bullpen guy because what a debacle for the Diamondbacks yesterday. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk we'll put that behind us. Let's jump right into today and wipe that taste out of our mouths here. Matt, we're going to go this was Brian's game yesterday. We're going to shoot it to you here. Braves and Philadelphia. That's how everybody's feeling here after the Atlanta loss yesterday. They're the Philadelphia Phillies for you Philly fans. 155 here. Wheeler against Shaver, Smith, whoever. He's got a bunch of names. Shover, I can't pronounce his name, right? Smith Shaver.
Smith Shover. Yeah. Listen,
the total 7.5 here, Matt. I'm looking at the Wheeler numbers. The dude's been great the last couple of years. Really, some guys get better with age. He's been getting better with age. At home 4 starts, 1.69 ERA, which is great. I'm not a huge ERA guy, but I love my whips. 0.68 whip. Are you kidding me? It's 170 batting average against his last 7 games. He's got a sub-point. He's got 0.78 whip allowed, and then you roll in Smith here on the road. He's been just bad. Teams are hitting over 300 against him in 5 starts. It's not like I don't know. But again, it comes to rivalry. Now you look at head-to-head numbers versus the 2 teams, and the Wheeler numbers don't look so good. I see a couple of Atlanta guys here have taken them deep. Are you going to roll out on Philly again? It's 2-1 yesterday. Runs at a premium. Now you got another ace on the hill, and you got a guy for Atlanta who appears to be bad, but is he? Your take on Shaver Smith and Wheeler matchup?
He's actually not bad. He's coming off a horrible start. Last time out, gave up 7 runs against Washington, of all teams. I think he bounces back here. I think this is a great buy low, sell high spot. with the Phillies, who are red hot right now. They won, 10 of 11, something like that, 11 of 12 maybe. And, with Zach Wheeler, he's gone 3 straight games without allowing a run, and he's having another phenomenal season. His worst start this year, though, was against who? It was against the Braves. And that was without Acuna, who's now back in the lineup. I just think there's so much value on Atlanta today because the way the Phillies are playing, everybody wants to be on them. And Atlanta, obviously, they're having a tough season. And, yeah, I think there's too much value to give up on Atlanta today.
Atlanta Braves plus 130. Matt Fargo, who's having a nice, pretty good month here. Again, getting back to AJ Smith here, 7 runs in 3 innings is going to jack up that ERA. 8 hits is going to jack up that BA because he's only given up like 6 runs in his other 4 starts on the road, which is pretty darn good. Brian Bitler, you went down with the ship yesterday with the Braves. You back out, and again, the thought process was the same. Like, hey, Phillies are playing really good. It's a short number. High 2-1. Are you kidding me? I mean, what do you think about today's matchup?
I agree with Matt Fargo on Atlanta Braves, but for me, as far as what I think the best free pick, I'm going to take the over 8 runs. I think the under 8's heavily juiced. I just think that we're going to see multiple rain delays if we get this game in. And how long is Wheeler going to – maybe they throw him 2 innings and it goes into a rain delay. You come back with the Phillies bullpen. You come back with the Braves bullpen. And Smith Shawver has been good, but on the road his numbers aren't as good. I think we see a higher scoring game if we can get this game in, so I'm going to take the over.
That's the thing here. I don't like – and again, I was looking at it. I thought about getting involved in it. I don't like rain delays for exactly what you said. I'd just rather not even kind of play it. It's like here comes a bullpen or my guy gets up, he's down. It's the first inning, third inning. You're not going to get a good out of him. And then it comes to the bats like, are we just going to get this game in because it's a getaway kind of day? Let's just swing the bats and try to get out of here, and we're going to go 5+ and just get it as an official game.
If you're going to pay up for a Wheeler, you want to see 6 innings out of him.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's a great point about if it is a possible rain delay. If he goes 2, you're like, okay, I paid this money on Wheeler, and he's already out of the game because there was a 2-hour rain delay. Like, yeah, you don't want that.
I always when I see the rain, I go to like the little roto wire there and check out the weather updates. I see that 80%, 75. I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna bother with it. I'll move on to another game. Why get myself tied in knots over it? Matt Fargo official pick, the Atlanta Braves plus 130 here. Again, this is the free pick. Matt's double play, best bets, Major League Baseball today at gamblersworld.net. Go get it. He's on a nice little run. Get Matt's best bet, Major League Baseball today. Brian Bitler's up next here. Here we go. St. Louis and Baltimore. Mikolas, the ageless Mikolas. This is like a, him, Sonny Gray. This is where Kyle Gibson should be, Michael Wacha should be, a bunch of like 35.
Charlie Morton.
This is where 35+ starting pitchers should go and just have a nice retirement plan in St. Louis. The guy's been consistent though at 36. I mean, his road and home splits are nearly identical, and they're not bad. And I say that again, ERAs low 3s, not terrible. Batting average against 176 at home, a lot better than 261. But again, the WHIP is 0.98, 130. Maybe a tad better at home. But here come the Orioles, who your favorite today, and again, small fave, 120 total here is 8.5. Maury Povich on the hill. His name's not Maury. I'm always going to go to like 90s talk show. Sally Jesse Raphael, Ricky Lake, Maury Povich. Remember Ricky Lake? I liked her. She's a little chubster, but I liked her. I don't care. I'll call you what you were, Ricky Lake. You were cute as a little chubster back in the 90s. Cade Povich sometimes looks terrible. Sometimes looks like a decent pitcher, like third rounder, not too bad. Man, his numbers at home. I don't know if I could come in and take him here. Again, the high batting average against the whip. You put on guy in a half an inning or more, you're going to have problems. I don't care what team you're playing. And then you come in as a favorite. I think the Orioles are going to be last place in the AL, barring some kind of catastrophic meltdown by the Blue Jays. The Orioles pitching staff, to me, is indefensible. I can't back them. I always look to an over on this team because I think the bats are still good, but the pitching is bad. I want to take the dog here, Brian. What do you think?
Well, the good thing about the Orioles is they got a tremendous farm system, so hopefully down the road they could pick up some starting pitcher pieces from teams that are looking to sell at the deadline. But as far as this game goes, if I was going with a side, it'd be Baltimore just because this line looks off. But this is my same thinking as the Phillies game. I'm going to take the over, thinking that Mikolas isn't going to last very long because of multiple rain delays. And this Baltimore bullpen is absolutely hideous. I think we're going to see a high-scoring game if we can get it in. I think it's similar to the Phillies, but I make sure I get the over 8.5. I don't want 8 with the juice. I want 8.5 with little to no juice.
Over 8.5. St. Louis, Baltimore, and again, I'm sort of with you there. As you've heard me mention the Cade Povich numbers. I mean, 6.7, 5 ERA at home. Again, they can get skewed a little bit, right? We saw that. Xavier Smith has a 7 spot in one game. Kind of throws the numbers a little bit when you have limited starts, but still, 270 batting average against 163 whip. You're putting on extra guys. That does not help the cause. And as opposed to then getting a pitcher, yeah, you didn't get a pitcher last year when you were in first place by 10 games in July. You couldn't try to go get a closer or another starter. Terrible job by ownership if you're an Oriole fan. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Matt Fargo, what do you think about the over here?
The worst part about the Orioles is the fact they let Corbin Burns go. Like he was obviously their ace, and they let him go, and now they have nothing. I agree with Brian. I'm looking over here with Povich. With 7 home runs and 7 home runs allowed, 5 home starts. That's not what you want. That's not what you want at all. No. And he also brought up a good point about a possible rain delay with Miles maybe not going too far, and we could see another bullpen game. And yeah, this one screams over to me as well.
Over the total. I'd probably make this a 3-pack there because I do not like the O's as well. So you call it a consensus over 8.5 here. Although I don't mind doing an 8 if it's a little 120ish or whatever, just based on what. You have a 3-3 day yesterday. You're a little annoyed. You just want to win, so you'll be happy with a push after you go down with the freaking Diamondbacks, and then I have a Dodger total the day before that. And I get a home run in the top of the 9th to send it over. I'm frustrated. I need any kind of win. I'll take a push if I have to. I don't care. Again, official pick here from Brian Bitler, over 8.5, and Brian's loaded up. Listen. Tell you go to Gamblers Roll down for our best bets. Matt Fargo's got a double play up at Major League Baseball. Single pack, go get it. I always mention the $69.99 all access. That is Brian Bitler today, folks. WNBA, NBA, and Apex play. The top, the Apex Predator, top of the food chain, NBA play, and hockey. WNBA, hockey, and NBA from our guy. There you go. Look at that.
And if you get an all access pass, I also have 2 Major League Baseballs on there that aren't listed.
There you go. 5. 2 MLB. 5 games. Go get them from Brian right now at gamblersroll.net. Your final pick from the guy with the tiny head. The Natties take yeah, I don't know. That's probably didn't sound right. I don't know. Seattle and the Nationals. How the heck? I picked these games. If you would have told me that the Nats were going to be, or Seattle's going to be a $2 plus fave, I would have been like, what are you talking about? Seattle is like the worst hitting team in Major League Baseball at home, or second worst with their batting average. Although last night they came out on fire and scored a bunch of runs. 205 total 8 here with the Nats. Kirby, I'm a big Kirby guy. We do our baseball cards, guys. I got some Kirby rookies. I think this guy's pretty good. But did not look good in his first start back from the injured list. What do you have up? 5 earned runs in 3 2/3, 6 hits versus a kind of light hitting Astro team. Now I'll chalk that up to, again, first start back. Although I liked him in that spot because the Astros to me are a light hitting squad, and I expected them to explode for a bunch of runs. I say this knowing I had them on a run line last night, and they somehow scored 11. Who knew? Whatever. A broken clock is right twice a day. The Astros scoring 11 runs. But Kirby should be all right here. And all right for me would be a couple more innings, probably the same amount of runs, though, because the Nationals hit a little bit. I'm going to go over the 8 here, and this is a flat 8 based on I got Kirby in the second start, which I think he's going to maybe go a little longer, but still give up a couple runs here. Trevor Williams, how old's Trevor? He's 33. He can make the St. Louis Cardinal rotation. Perfect material. 33, kind of a journeyman, stopgap, but he's always be a 4 or 5 star.
Perfect for the Orioles.
Yeah, probably an Oriole guy. Hey, we got to make a move. Let's go get this cat. Yes, right? I can totally see that happening. We talk about consistency from Mikolas. I got to love this guy. Another one. 6+ ERAs, home and road. The whip, the ERA, batting average against all hitter friendly. I'm going over. The Mariners, I think for the last couple of years, we could say the Mariners pitching staff, arguably maybe the best in baseball, right? You look at Wu, Kirby, Gilbert, Castillo. Like, not many teams have 4 or 5 starters to go deep. The offense has always been a question mark. I think they're coming around. Cal Raleigh, people talk about Judge. Raleigh might cost him the triple crown because he's got, I think, like 18 or 19 home runs already, right, Cal Raleigh? I mean, they could. I think they're going to hit. Again, this is me going off a tangent for Seattle to win a division hitting. They're going to score runs today. I like J-Rod. I like Raleigh. I think there's enough bats there. Williams is going to give up his runs. Again, he's good for a 6. I think a 6 spot. I don't know what the team total is. I see this at around the 10. I'm thinking a 6-4 type game. So how you want to do that attack of it. But over the 8 for me, Bri, here. Kirby's going to give up a couple. I think Williams is going to give up a bunch. Over the 8.
For me in this game, I think Kirby's underperformed this season, and generally he goes 6-7 strong. He's off of an outlier game where he went 3 2/3. For me, I like Seattle minus the 1.5 here. I think Trevor Williams is BP pitcher at this point, and even though Seattle's not known for their offense, I think they should be able to win this game by at least 2. So I'll go with the Mariners on the run line.
The run line is minus 105. I just, second start, though, he hasn't pitched. He had the minor league rehabs. Then you have that game. Who knows? I mean, he's 27, Kirby. Man. I thought he was like 25.
I got one of his rookie autographs, so I'm hoping he starts to get on the
I was going through, on a side note, I was going through like the 2021 Bowman, like separating rookie cards, and I put him aside because he's got 35 wins at 27. So if he puts up his typical like 13, 14, 15 wins like he's got in the last 2 years, he could do that for 8 years. He's going to have 150, 180 wins.
He's got good stuff.
Nobody's winning 300 again the way these guys let these pitchers go. So, I think 150 to 200 might get some Hall of Fame votes. Matt Fargo, not many Hall of Famers on your squad besides I don't think anybody. I don't know if Vlad's a Hall of Famer after right now. This kind of track.
Not yet. Definitely not yet. I'm with Brian. I like the run line here with the Mariners. I think Kirby. I mean, his first start was in Houston.
Rival.
Right. Yeah, it's just a tough park for a pitcher. And now he's back home where he is really, really good. He's been really good throughout his career. And I mean, this Nationals team, they are what they are. And Trevor Williams is having a really rough season after posting look at what do you have last year? Look at 2-point-something ERA in 13 starts. Like, he was awesome last year, but now he's regressing back to what we've seen in years past, which is, I think, the typical Trevor Williams. So, as you mentioned, the Mariners' bats aren't great, but I think they do it again tonight. I wouldn't be surprised to see another 9-1 type of game.
Good. I'm glad you guys. So you're on the run lines, which means Seattle has to score runs, which is nothing but help my over because I think Trevor Williams is going to give up a couple runs here. in that game. So over the 8 for me here as the free show pick. Again, the free picks are the free picks. Our best bets. I got a best bet up in afternoon action here. Matt Fargo's got a double play. Brian Bitler, WNBA, NHL, NBA, Major League Baseball. Get the day pass from Brian, $69.99. But the free pick recap, a couple totals today. Over St. Louis, 8.5. We're going to go Matt Fargo, underdog, Atlanta Braves plus 130. I like the over Mariners, Natties, 8 runs. That is your Wednesday free pick show. Again, hit the like. If you hit the dislike or the thumbs down, I get it. We deserve it. We deserve it. All right? That's all right. No problem. Put your picks in the chat, and we'll see how you do. We'll see how we do. Back tomorrow. Chip and Doug. It's the AARP crew. We'll be running back. You don't want to miss out on that. Chip will have his This Day in Sports, which I love. I enjoy the This Day in Sports.
I like that one. We should bring him on here just to hear that every day.
Right?
It's always good stuff. I love it. I love it because
I mean, he goes back to the 1800s sometimes.
I find myself Googling stuff as we do the show, so it's always like an extra 10, 15 minutes. Our shows are like 20 minutes. Those are like good 35-minute shows because it's 10 minutes reminiscing about 1964 baseball or some nonsense. But
well, he saw a lot of that stuff, like the Babe Ruth.
He watched live. He was there. He saw Babe Ruth in person, that guy. I mean, I tease Chip in person. If you're going to say, oh, Chip, the guys, I say this to the Chip, but we're doing the show live, so it's okay. It's all right. All right, guys, have a good one. I'll see you. Actually, Brian, that's it for you. You'll be back for football.
I'll be back next week for one more Tuesday, Wednesday to hang out, and then I'll be on vacation until August 1st, and I'll be back.
That'll be football time. All righty. I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Thanks, everyone, for watching.